Many games die from things that range from lack of updates to inconsistent developers, and in this video I am going to be telling you guys why I do think Rogueblox is going to rise again, and here's why. So firstly, before I do go over my reasonings on why I do believe Rogueblox will be revived, as you guys do know, I will be going over the game and everything else. As you guys do know, Rogueblox is an RPG permadeath game. Now, Rogueblox has been at a recent decline in player count, and players will always report about the game's fluctuating amount of updates and bug changes. But minor things that people didn't really like was the clan rank system, which was newly added in the last big update, as well as not being able to chase players that are running in fights. This will be if you get ultra low and he runs and you can't really chase him. Now, there is another thing lastly, to where freshies will spawn in with similar HP to ultras and just keep coming back to ganks, which would keep getting more repetitive and repetitive and repetitive. Now, after putting up a couple of flaws and mentioning a couple of flaws that the game does have, and why the player count is why it is what it is now, I'll put it up to the top right. Now, my first reasoning as to why I do think Rogueblox is going to come back, I feel as though Rogueblox is a great game, but the main problem of why the game isn't exactly thriving in a great state as of now is the lack of care that the game has had these days. And people don't really want to get onto the game and experience the same issues for weeks until the developers and owners actually fix them. Now, because of this, our answers have arrived. I'll put up a picture on the top left. Now, Rogueblox will now be going into a weekly update schedule, man. Now, you guys might be wondering, what does this mean for everybody else? Now, this means bug fixes and balancing will no longer be latent or delayed. Now, however, the bad part of this whole thing and this whole scheme is that they say not much content will be added more on the content side, which will be added probably a bit later down the road. Now, this is fine considering what they were doing a bit ago was they were dropping big updates and not really balancing things from the update and not really changing things up. But I feel like if they do change over things and balance things, that will actually make the game a lot more playable, like stupid mechanics where people can just run infinitely and things of that sort. Now, people have been experiencing bugs to where they would die to just stupid stuff, and the developers would just take a very long time to get on top of it. Now, disregarding that of what I said, my second reason as to why I do think the game will be revived is because today's update is supposed to be centered around the oldest dungeons that might be a beautiful spot to farm at. Now, on top of, a great spot to farm at, most likely there will be new weapons, new armors, new mobs, alongside a more interesting layout. And lastly, we might think that we'll get private servers. We do think that we'll get private servers. If you guys have read the whole paragraph that I did put on the top left, now you guys can read that through and just read it and let me know, like, okay, do you guys think we're getting private servers? Because I honestly do think that we're getting private servers, just because that is one of the major things that people have been, wishing for. Now, private servers, that's going to be a very big thing, just because once people do finally max out an ultra or a min-max build, they really have no other place to test it out besides going to gank. And in this game, honestly, when you're going to go gank, you're honestly going to go get jumped. In every fight, you're going to get jumped. You're either going to get jumped or you're going to get a fair 1v1. 80% of the time, you're going to get jumped, man. But private servers being added, that is a great upside to the game, because now you'll actually know, is my build ass or is it good? And yeah, that's basically my second reason on why I do think this game will have more concurrent players. Now, speaking of concurrent players, my third reasoning is I feel like the game will get a major boost in players because of, they are going to be doing a lot of balancing, reworking a lot of things. And so far they have been reworking so much, as well as listening to the community's word a bit. Actually, no. They haven't really been listening to the community's word a lot. I haven't really seen many developers, active, but with this weekly buy schedule updating, I do feel as though the developers, they will have to open the ear to the community, and they will have to, listen a lot more, and also they will have to rework a lot more. They will have to just rework a lot of things, and this will come with great changes, so everything might be balanced and things of that sort. Y'all seen what they did to Ancient Champions, so y'all already know that balancing is gonna get real, man. It's definitely gonna get real. And on top of me thinking that they're going to listen to the community more, they've already reworked Torture and plan to rework Poseidonite for this update as well. And lastly, obviously, it's very obvious, the more updates, the more changes, the more fixes, the more responses are going to come from developers. So I really do think this is a very great opportunity for the developers to just keep updating the game. And just only time will tell. It's been a turbulent time for Rogueblox, but we do hope Rogueblox can keep to the schedule. Now, if you did watch all the way to the end, please like, comment, and subscribe, man. Peace.